So I saw an article from Entrepreneur Magazine, one of my favorite magazines, 4 trends that are shaping the future of work. And I like to bring you relevant work data, relevant stories, and trends. And so this is good. 4 quick trends we're going to go over very quickly, but you need to be aware of them. If you are in the workforce, of course, and then if you are in a leadership position or desiring to be in a leadership position, you own a company, you've got to know these things. Number 1, going remote is not a trend. Even though it says it's a trend here, it's here. It's already here. It was already here. It is big time here now. 83% of employees, remote or on-site, said in a recent survey that remote work as an opportunity would make them feel happier at their job. So there's all kinds of data that's already out as to how effective remote work is. Now, what we're seeing already is that workers love it. They love it. But leaders are going, this isn't all it's cracked up to be. During the height of COVID, we did what we needed to do. Some are still working from home. They're doing what they need to do now. But it does hurt collaboration and it does hurt culture. It just does. Can you do it successfully? Yes. But to have a combination at the very least, I think you're going to see the data bear this out. That full-time, all the time remote working for larger companies, there are very few that can do it well. Some are doing it and will do it well. But for most, it will be a challenge. Number 2 trend, the digital transformation. Now, don't freak out because we talk about this a lot. You know, people are going, is my job going to be around 10 years from now? Well, I don't know. But the digital transformation is not a threat to you as the employee, replacing you completely with technology, but it is more digitalizing the processes of how we work. So this is a good thing. It's going to make things more efficient. And I, for one, whether I've got my head in the sand or not, remains to be seen. But I, for one, believe that there are certain jobs that will never be threatened by technology or robots because of the humanness of them. Number 3 trend, Millennial Takeover. This is already happening. I read an article today from The Atlantic that pointed out that the oldest of millennials will turn 40 this year. Yeah. The team behind the glass is a little surprised at that. The oldest millennial will turn 40 this year. They have, for a couple years now, been the largest demographic in the workforce. But now they're taking over leadership positions. They're moving into leadership. And the way they see the world is going to affect the way we do work. That's the point. Number 4, you've got to have a scalable workforce. Now, what do we mean by this? Scalable means we've got to have a mix of full-time employees, part-time employees, and contract employees. For instance, if you look at benefits, 401ks, other expenses involved with just employing people, the average cost per hire is estimated at $4,000. That's just the cost above and beyond their salary. $4,000 with paperwork, turnover, all the stuff. So companies are going to have to be flexible in how they get work done. Either is it contract labor, is it one example. The other example would be hiring companies that specialize in some of the things that you've previously paid or currently are paying employees to do. So those 4 trends, be aware of them as you, the worker, look to stay relevant and be ready to pivot for any changes. For you leaders out there, be aware of those trends because they're going to affect, if they haven't already, affected the way you are going to be doing business.